Designed to Kill is a Lifetime movie you may have seen under one of its alternative titles, Fatal Fashion or Deadly Runway. But rest assured that all three are the same movie and all three suck. We start off by meeting our main character, David, a dork whose mom is dropping him off at school. He is immediately picked on by the stereotypical hot mean girl and her douchebag boyfriend. Students attend an assembly where they learn about a new class called Fashion and Photography, and it will be taught by this 30-year-old woman who is a fashion photographer and psycho. David asks the other nerd in the movie, Caitlyn, if he can sit with her. They talk briefly about the new fashion class. David tries to ask her out, but won't have any confidence for another 35 pages in the script and wusses out. His new teacher, Jennifer, tells David that she has a client that needs a young model and wants him to do it. But first, he needs a makeover. We cut to some B-roll of a mall, which has all the store names blurred out because the filmmakers didn't have permission to show them. Jennifer has David try on different outfits, even shirtless ones. He gets a facial and a haircut and is now ready to be a model. David and Jennifer go back to her loft for a photo shoot. He changes 10 feet away from her while she watches and drools. What is this? After David leaves, Jennifer projects his photos onto a screen and gets real thirsty. The very next day, at school, everyone is talking about David being featured on the cover of Metropolitan magazine, which he just took photos for yesterday. The mean girl is so impressed that she asks him to take her to a party on Saturday. David tells his teacher, Jennifer, all about his date this weekend, and she is not happy. She has a flashback to a former boyfriend who she inadvertently murdered after she made him look over for a photo while driving and he crashed the car and died. Jennifer tells the mean girl that one of her clients needs a model for Elle magazine and that she wants to do the photo shoot that night. The mean girl is super excited. That night, they return to the school to take some photos on top of the janitor's ladder. The mean girl confesses to Jennifer that she only asked David out to make her boyfriend jealous because he has been taking her for granted. Jennifer convinces the mean girl to stand on the ladder for a better shot and then pushes her to her death. She plants a typed out suicide note at the scene and slips away. The school has a memorial for the mean girl, and she's never mentioned again. David shows up to his next modeling gig between two chicks. Jennifer is threatened by a well-known talent agent that is interested in signing David. The agent shows up to David's house and convinces his mom that David should sign with her, but doesn't know that David secretly already signed an agreement with Jennifer.
You're not 18, so the contract is, as they say, not worth the paper it's printed on.
I would just like to establish that the movie is confirming that David is under 18 years old. David breaks the news that he signed a contract with the agent.
But I'm still a minor. As you said, your contract's illegal.
Jennifer shows up to the agent's house and begs her to drop David as a client so that she can have him.
David is a minor and you, Jennifer, are dangerous.
Jennifer strangles the life out of the agent and carefully covers her tracks by cleaning the fingerprints off her neck and blaming it on the 54th Street posse. Days later, David and his mother watch a fake news station and find out that his agent was murdered by a street gang. The douchey boyfriend of the mean dead girl picks a fight with David, but David remembers that he is now a model and fights back and actually gives him a pretty good beating. The instigator is dragged away by two teachers, while David dishes out fist bumps, even though, realistically, both students would get suspended. The nerdy girl Caitlyn rushes in because she was turned on by the fight and asks David to get coffee after school. Jennifer clearly sees Caitlyn as a threat, so she drives Caitlyn to the mall for a makeover as part of a diabolical scheme. She invites Caitlyn back to her loft to take some glamour shots. She gives her some beer, which loosens her up enough to start smiling naturally, and put on a sexy nightgown and a towel. The weirdest part is that she never puts down that baseball bat.
Miss Higgins, I don't know what to say.
How about delete those? Jennifer offers to find Caitlyn modeling work just like she did with David. We cut to a montage of all the magazine covers they are modeling for. What the hell are these? Why would high school kids be on the covers of these publications? Good health equals good sex. That girl is 17. Bridal Joy. These two underage teens can't even legally get married to each other without parental consent. Why would they be the face of this magazine? It makes no sense. At the end of their photo shoot, David tells Jennifer that he is in love with Caitlyn. Jennifer snaps some photos of a beefy dude and photoshops Caitlyn into one of the pictures, making it look like they're holding the same baseball bat, which isn't actually dirty, but it's pretty damn suggestive. The photo spreads around school.
Those are fake. That's photoshopped.
But no one believes her, not even David. Caitlyn confronts Jennifer, who denies having ever taken photos of Caitlyn in her loft. Caitlyn reads the exact date from her planner, but Jennifer claims that on that date, she was out of town with friends.
Prove it.
This is me with my friends Tracy and Melissa at Chester's by the Beach in La Jolla. It's a great hotel.
How does this photo prove anything? It's not even part of any social media post with a date.
It's a great hotel. Awesome margaritas. See the timestamp?
What timestamp? It's just a photo on her phone. This photo could have taken place at any point in time.
You photoshopped this too. It's a fake.
Why are you even dignifying this by saying the picture was faked? So what if it was? It still doesn't prove when it was taken. Point out any of the things I just said and people will believe you. Caitlyn tells the principal everything that happened to her regarding Jennifer, and unlike anyone else, including David and her own parents, he believes her.
I think Caitlyn's telling the truth.
What?
You're fired.
David tries to apologize to Caitlyn for not sticking up for her, but she's now dating this guy. David helps Jennifer transport her things back to her loft. She feeds him alcohol, and the two get it on. But this is a Lifetime movie, and they don't show more than this. Oh, okay. Alright. Keep in mind that Jennifer is like 30 and David is a minor. David wakes up after being statutory raped and is invited to go on a world tour with Jennifer as she shoots famous models in their home countries or some crap like that. I don't know, it's never really explained. But his mom says no.
I know what's best for my son. You don't.
He's 18. Let's let him decide.
Yes, let's.
Wait, when did he become 18? There was no party, no one ever wished him a happy birthday, there wasn't one single line that informed the audience that he had now turned 18. You have spent the entire movie reminding us that he is a minor.
You're not 18.
I'm still a minor.
David is a minor.
It's like they wanted him to be underage, but also wanted a sex scene, but then remembered it was rape, so they just made him 18 in the very next scene. You can't just magically change his age because it's now convenient for the plot. That's total crap. David, who is now living with Jennifer, gets a call from Caitlyn, who is sad because that guy dumped her, but Jennifer hangs up on her. David's mom looks up Jennifer on the internet. She tracks down her son at Jennifer's house, where she tells him that Jennifer has a history of mental illness and having affairs with her male models. And last year, she threatened someone with a knife during a photo shoot. David disregards her warning and goes back inside. Jennifer is getting on David's nerves, so he texts Caitlyn saying he wants to meet her. But Jennifer finds out.
You leaving me?
Yeah.
They get into a giant fight that starts with this.
Why would you have sex with me?
And ends with David being struck with the baseball bat. Jennifer lures in Caitlyn by pretending to be David. Caitlyn calls David's mom to tell her the good news, that David broke up with Jennifer and that she's going over there to help him pack and bring his things home.
Caitlyn, I don't think that you should go over there.
She's not there. I'll be fine.
You idiot! Caitlyn arrives at Jennifer's loft where she is waiting for her with a gun. She sees David tied up and shirtless and is ordered to whip his back with a cable. Jennifer then throws Caitlyn an X-Acto knife and tells her to cut his face with it. Caitlyn refuses and is shot, but despite a bullet in her shoulder, she begins cutting David loose with the knife, which Jennifer doesn't notice even though she's doing it right in front of her because she is busy screaming at David. David breaks free, but is too slow to get the gun and is shot in the ass. Jennifer raises the gun to finish them both off, but is stabbed in the back by David's mom and dies. We cut to 6 months later. David and Caitlyn are fine and back to being a cute couple at school. The principal chases them down and tells David that he just got a call from a talent agent in Beverly Hills who wants to represent him.
I think you should definitely call him.
Is this guy really that hot? Not to be a dick, but with those eyes and that face, he kind of looks like an alien with Down syndrome. The principal asks for a moment alone so he can try and talk David into becoming a male model again, because I guess that's what a principal's job is. Caitlyn asks what his answer was, and David kisses her, which I guess means he wasn't interested. The movie ends, and I just have a few questions. How was Brittany's death so easily swept under the rug? Brittany, aka the mean girl, was super pumped at the chance to be photographed for Elle magazine. Surely a vain and extremely social person like her would have bragged to someone, likely her boyfriend, in an attempt to make him even more jealous by saying she's going to be a model and a lot of guys will soon be all over her. At the very least, she would have probably told her parents before leaving the house that night that she was heading to a photo shoot. And if that's true, then why was Jennifer never questioned by police? Did police even investigate Brittany's death? I find it hard to believe that everyone, including her own parents, were willing to accept that out of the blue, this perfectly happy teenage girl put on her nicest dress, drove to her high school with a printed out suicide note, and hurled herself off the balcony to her death. What a random way to kill yourself. Why would she even kill herself at her high school? And would she really have counted on dying from only falling about 18 feet? It makes zero sense. Jennifer's entire murder plan 100% counted on Brittany not having told anyone that she was meeting her that night for a photo shoot. And if that's what happened, then she got extremely lucky. The only thing that maybe would have justified it is if Jennifer told Brittany that due to a confidentiality agreement, she wasn't allowed to tell anyone about the photo shoot, not even her parents. But that didn't happen. How was Jennifer ever hired by the school? Schools are legally required to do extensive and thorough background checks on all potential teachers. It seems like the school never did this because if they did, they would have discovered a mentally unstable person, at least enough to pass on her and move on to the next applicant. Even David's mom was able to dig up some really shady shit on this woman by doing a simple web search. So why couldn't the school?
Woohoo! That's what I'm talking about.